Welcome to another $4 million Strategies, the best 4 minutes business for strategy and tactics that you could apply to your business today. We're with Mark Podolsky, author of Dirt Rich. Today, we're going to talk about in creating a strong lead generation, one of the most valuable aspects is having a clear sales funnel. Mark, tell us what that means and how can somebody who hasn't been a part of this process create it and do it the right way?
Carl, thanks for having me. So, a sales funnel is really just a systematized way of gathering a lead, nurturing that lead, warming that lead up, and then making an offer. So, you don't want to have what we call a leaky funnel, where a lead would come in and then you don't know why did that lead drop off. And so the first key aspect to the funnel is a customer relationship management software system. And there's millions out there. You can do everything from a MailChimp.com to something more robust like ActiveCampaign or even HubSpot, right? And so, but without having that, you are going to have a very difficult time managing that funnel. So the way that I think of a funnel is just how am I going to have a really interesting conversation with a customer one-on-one. And so I want to have a process of once that lead comes in, and they might come in through an offer of if you give me your email and your phone number, I'm going to give you this in value. And then in exchange for that value, we get the phone number, we get the email address, and now we can begin putting them through the funnel and then having that conversation and walking them through and nurturing them and giving them more value, a little more value, more value, more value, more value. And then, oh, by the way, I have this. And so many times, if you think about it, like you go to a party and someone walks up to you and is like, "Hey, Carl, I'm Mark. You want to buy my book?" You'd be like, "No." You'd be turned off by it. So, but if I started having a conversation, "Hey, Carl, what are the type things that's going on in your life? Like, what really lights you up in life?" Now you're warming up to me. I'm interested in you, and we're having a conversation in that way. And then by the end of the night, maybe 2 hours later, Carl might ask me, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" I would say, "Oh, I wrote a book. You might be interested in it, or you might not be interested in it because we've had this conversation." And so during that lead generation, you're also going to segment your audience to the people that are going to be ready to buy, and they might need more nurturing as well. And that's where that initial customer relationship management software is really critical in having it. So that's going to be your fundamental piece of software in lead generation, and then the strategy of how do I warm up someone who's very cold into knowing, liking, and trusting me to a point that I can actually make them an offer that will meet their needs and provide them value.
I love that. I love how you talk through the whole process there. You did an excellent job of going through it and being aware of where you're gaining value, not losing value, and having patience in the long game, right? Just like you said, just because you have a book doesn't mean somebody want to buy it, even if it's a low price item versus our high ticket sale. Being aware that there's a process through it to gain trust. And through that gaining trust is when people ultimately will decide to part with their money to buy the great service or product that you have. Mark, this has been excellent advice. Thank you so much.
Carl, thanks so much for having me.
To everyone else who's listening, thank you so much for being part of this. Encourage you to continue to subscribe to $4 Million Strategies, the best practical advice you can get to help run your business in just 4 minutes.